yet another episode of the Blue Mug Chat. So happy to have Latika with me on the show today. Also, because never before has environment been a bigger cause for concern as it is today. I think it's high time we start taking our planet as a responsibility than our property, because no human kind of society can thrive without with us destroying our own planet. And maybe Latika and her team actually realized it, see it coming, and she that's why left her thriving job as a senior VP Citibank and co-founded IM Gurgaon. But before I formally introduce her, Latika, welcome to the Bloomer Chat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Although Latika doesn't need introduction, I think you're fairly well known. But for our global viewers, I'm going to introduce her, and then we can get on to the show, as I'm pretty sure we have a lot to catch up on and find out from Latika. Please feel free to ask her questions, leave your messages, because I'm going to come to them at the end of the show. Hi Atul, hi Priyanka. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everyone to be here. So Latika, a former SVP with Citibank, left her banking career to establish IM Gurgaon as one of the co-founders in 2008. She moved to Gurgaon in 1996 and witnessed the transformation from a small sleeping town to the advent of haphazard growth. The IM Gurgaon team acknowledged this phenomenon and decided to embrace on the citizen movement of making a difference to the city through collaboration. As a result of her work with IM Gurgaon, Latika was conferred with the inaugural Nari Shakti Award by the President of India in 2015. She has also been awarded Appreciation Award by the Government of Haryana in 2010, the L'Oreal Femina Women of Substance in 2014, and Most Powerful Woman in Social Sector by Business Today in 2018. Wow. How do you do this, Latika? Let's find out actually. Let's get on with the show. And so, Latika, what made you leave such a thralling career as a senior vice president, Citibank, and co-found IM Gurgaon?
Okay. So the truth is, I did quit before I decided to start IM Gurgaon. I had just taken a sabbatical. I was working with Citi for about 18 years. Boys were growing up, and I used to travel a lot. So felt the need to kind of take some time off, and took a sabbatical and never went back. While I decided not to go back to work, this was one of the options. Felt that we have moved into this city, we have brought our children to this city, and it was growing in a real haphazard manner, didn't know where we were going. And I got lucky that there were two other women who felt the same, and we co-founded IM Gurgaon. So I did not quit to start, but yes, that followed. Once I quit, I never went back. Yeah, I never went back. Though everybody says that I quit City to start IM Gurgaon, but that's not true.
Okay. You found a better purpose and then you never went back, I guess.
I just didn't go. And then once I quit, I realized that I didn't know what I was going to do. Honestly, this wasn't, I always knew that I wanted to do something which was more, where I can give back. That I knew, but I didn't know what it would be. At one point in time, I wanted to work for Cancer Institute, so there were lots of options. I did look for a job in one of these, non-government sectors. So, and then felt that why am I not doing something for our city? And that got us started to set up IM Gurgaon, and Swanzal and Ambika, three of us got together. Did not think this will become what it has today. Felt that it would be half the job. You kind of work for half a day. It's consumed us. It's consumed me fully. I drink, eat, sleep. IM Gurgaon. Yeah.
And thanks to you and your team, we have this beautiful city forest called Ravali Biodiversity Park, which is a 385 acres of this city forest right at the heart of Gurgaon, which is actually our lifeline. So thanks to the team for bringing this together. And I know it has been a challenge, Latika, because I've been following up on the papers as to what challenges you've been through. So could you share with us as to how this all came about? How did you manage to pull this? Because it was a stone mining site earlier,
Yes,
from
yes.
what.
Yeah. Uh, so when we started as in a very humble way, picking up markets and cleaning it up and all that stuff, and then we felt as a team that we need to do something big, which will impact more people. And Atul, who took that initiative, where he said that we have this space which we could look at creating into a park. At that time we didn't know that it'll be a forest, one day it'll be a forest, but yeah, that's how it started. We reached out to the municipal commissioner at that time, Mr. Kuller, and who got very excited, and he said, okay, let's go for it. And the whole project started. uh, did we know that this will be a forest one day? No. We knew that we wanted to create a park, and it had many other plans. It had plans to do a butterfly park, or various things around it. However, when we hired a consultant, or we hired a naturalist who started to talk about planting, and he said that this used to be Vijay, and he said that this used to be a forest, I mean, a erstwhile forest, and I think we should bring back all those species into the forest, and that got us to start the nursery. The journey has been very tough. Okay, so planting. It's really funny. Everybody knows how to plant. Everybody gives you and tells you what to plant and how to plant and when to plant. And they come and tell you lots of things. We What we did was we created a vision for this forest. We created a vision where we said this is going to be an Aravali forest, and we will only plant native species, which meant that the species which belong to this area, species which are important for this area, and we put together a list. That list got us to realize that most of the species were not even grown by any of the nurseries. Most nurseries kind of did not even understand what we were talking about it, and then we decided to set up a nursery. And today I think we are so fortunate to have a place like Biodiversity Park. This is really a young forest, and I think the credit goes to the municipal corporation of Gurgaon, who gave us this opportunity. And I think the corporates in Gurgaon, okay, so the first set of, and I have to say this, the first planting, and I still remember it was raining, and I think all our children were there to pick up the saplings and all, and there were about 2,500 school children at the Biodiversity Park, and about 6-7 corporates who had funded us. It was, we didn't know what was happening, but actually, it's because of the corporates in Gurgaon and 90 of them who have supported us at the Biodiversity Park, not thinking that their logos are there or not, but they have come forward and put together. And huge number of personal checks, which has got biodiversity to what it is today. So it is, we can't just take the credit. I think it belongs to everybody in the city. I mean, it is really a place which has come with involvement of everyone in the city.
So, I know you work a lot with the administration, as you said, and, it's very refreshing to hear what you just said, because there are a lot of initiatives that they do, and you are a part of them. But for some reason, whenever we think about administration, the first thing that crops up to everybody's mind is bureaucracy.
It
So
is, it
how,
is, it is.
right? So how do you deal with that?
Yeah. So I should be given an award for dealing with the government officers, and I think I'm just persistent. I am. I don't care. I keep calling. I keep calling, and they all know that if this woman will not leave us till we do her work. So I think they've got used to dealing with us now. I think it is bureaucratic, so that goes without saying. But having said that, if they realize that you mean well and you have the intent to do the right thing, they come forward and do it. I mean, I don't know if any other city has so many projects going outside of the government and being delivered by civil society. So I don't know. I mean, I really am not aware of. we have about 4 projects going on with the government of Haryana. So that's and that's all come in because officers have trusted you, they have supported you, and of course, these are all CSR projects. So the funding comes from corporates in Gurgaon, but that's besides the point. You have an approval. They allow you to do it. They trust you enough not to interfere. So I think it's a big thing. It's not always easy. There are officers who dislike you. There are officers who don't want you to do what you're doing. You just lie low and wait for them to go away. It's like a bad boss. If he or she is in your life, they will get transferred. They will move away. So you just lie low, and we have learned to do that. There is very often you have an officer who does not like what you're doing.
So you have learned to, work with them in a way. And I think once
Yeah.
they see the intent, like you said, and once they see that the honesty, with so much of effort, like real intent, honesty, and effort, I guess everything comes together because they also need people and
Yeah.
citizens like you to take these. What are the projects that you are working on currently? I know there was a band that you did. Just
Yes. Yeah. So, Biodiversity Park, of course, we still continue to take care of it. We've been with it for about 9 years. We have another very interesting project which is already completed. It's the Wazirabad Chakarpur Bandh. So, Wazirabad Chakarpur Bandh are this was I think this bandh was there forever. I mean, it's from British time, and like most places which you leave around get neglected, and we reached out to the forest department, and in fact, again, credit to Mr. Sinha who gave us this opportunity. We reached out to him and said that we want to and at that time Amex reached out to us wanting to do something for the city, and this partnership worked, and we managed to start working on this place. We had never done a project which was of this magnitude. I mean, we had planted trees, but we hadn't done it before. So of course we hired an architect, landscape architect, who helped us through the project. But we knew what we wanted, and after, I think, what it took us about 3 years to complete it. And it has a stormwater drain, a nala flowing next to the bund. It has become a very popular place. I mean, I think after lockdown, that's a new place being found by most people. So it's become very popular, and more than for recreation, I think, Sonal, what we feel happy about as I Am Gurgaon, that people use this space to move around the city. So it's like a mobility corridor. You kind of go to work. A lot of our helps and all who live in villages around use that space to go to work. So that's very heartening, and I think all our projects, we ensure that it is inclusive, where people from all walks of life interact with each other. It's not only for elites, and that's something is very, very heartening for us. The other one is at the Badshapur. Badshapur is, again, it was a stormwater drain which got concretized, and all the I mean, anywhere in this country, if there is a space lying vacant, it becomes a dumping ground, and we have converted into a forest. So it's again a 5.2 kilometers. We are almost finishing 2 kilometers. One is done, and another little bit is left to finish. So this is the third, and we've also done a very interesting project called Samadhan Hub, which is to talk about waste. So the space is being created to kind of provide people an option of leaving, drop off their waste. If they segregated waste, they don't know where to drop it off. Plus to talk about how to deal with your waste. So that
I
space
see.
has just got done. In fact, Swanzil has been working on this project. Then we are working on three more interesting projects. One is the entry point at Gurgaon. This is, we felt that the entry to Gurgaon does not have any character. It seems like you've come in into
That's
a
right.
junkyard. It's like all those guys sitting around here. So we are actually creating a space. We are excited, and I hope people. It's in a month's time it will be ready. everybody else also think the same way. So we have a sculpture coming up, and it's all come out of waste. So the whole area is coming out of waste. So our
Oh, wow.
most of our projects, and Bachapur is again a project out of waste. Almost all our projects, we ensure that we recycle our waste. We almost recycle everything, whether it is CND waste, whether it is waste tree guards, or it is drip irrigation. Everything is reused or recycled by us. And then there are two more we are doing. One is Sikandarpur Forest, and then there is a water body. There is a watershed area. Again, this area was this water body which was being neglected. People were dumping waste for last 20 years. So we are in the process of cleaning, and we hope that in another year or so, this will be an important destination or important milestone for the city of Gurgaon.
It's so surprising, and I think it's so unique to probably Gurgaon, where citizens and administration are actually working
Yeah,
hand in hand for all
yeah.
of these projects. I have, for one, never heard like this in any other city, because there's always there's always a friction between what citizens want versus what the administration is doing. So it is so heartening to actually hear that. Um, Latika, Gurgaon wouldn't be what it is today, without you. That's
Wow. I wish that was true, but yeah.
you. Yeah, and look at where we are. I mean, where we have bought our planet to.
Yeah.
This, I mean, nobody saw this coming. But I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, we have done this to ourselves actually. So what keeps you going? What is your incentive? Because it's never easy to
No.
work with the corporates, to work with the administration, to work with the citizens, and to actually get everything together and do all of these projects that you've been doing. So how does
So
it work?
yeah, it's not easy. Absolutely not easy. And if I were to say that I've been through many court cases, vigilance inquiry, people writing hate mails, all that, everything. I've been through. But like we say, when you're 50, after that it doesn't bother you. You can say whatever you want to. It really, I don't care. I think the work speaks for itself, and there is nothing to prove to anybody. So you kind of, you have overcome that insecurity or fear that you have to prove to anybody. So that's one. Secondly, I think, what gets me going, and I keep thinking about it each year. I keep, we are a small group. We are about 9 of us, and to say very proudly that we all work very well. We are mainly women led team, and we work very, very well. We all know how to, yeah, huh. And I kind of, there are so many women groups who are in Gurgaon, and I think our support system are these women groups and women. I kind of work very well with them. So whoever says women can't work together, we all doing I mean, I think we all doing a great job. So what gets me going is till today, if somebody calls me up and says that, hey, Latika, or to anybody, to any of us in I Am Gurgaon, saying that Biodiversity Park was looking beautiful, or keeps going, you kind of say, oh, and it's been a long while. I mean, we have, but just that whole thing about that you made a difference, people are enjoying it. And I think also, maybe we wouldn't do it, but these opportunities keep coming to us. I remember once we finished the Wazirabad Chakarpur Bandh, I spent 3 years of my life. Like whenever we take up a project, it's not that you've given it to your architect and all. We spend a lot of time on the ground, and I personally spend a lot of time on the ground. I know everything and anything, who's doing what, and sometimes I used to go to the site about 3 to 4 times a day, because you're passing by and all. I actually didn't want to take up Badshapur, wanted some breather. And then I remember the commissioner at that time, Mr. Yadav, he said, you keep talking about it and you have done it. You have to, you can't say no. You just you can't not take this on. And this fell in your lap, and then something else fall in your lap, and then you say, okay, at this point in time, yes, we have a lot on our plate. Again, funds have become difficult to come because of COVID,
COVID
because of
situation.
the situation, what it is, and totally understandable. But it's okay. It's okay. We have enough to do. And I thought this year we won't get funds for planting, but yeah, we have enough to take on the full planting for this season. So I think these opportunities keep us going, and in my mind, I can do. I mean, if I were to say that it's not enough, we can do so much more. Except that we had 48 hours in a day. I hope it. Yeah, it's. I just feel that people feel happy about what has got achieved, and they keep on appreciating it, and that keeps us going.
Yeah, right. That's and actually, so you have established that trust factor, and that's why all these projects
Yeah.
keep coming to you because you have the infrastructure, you have the network, you have the trust, and you have delivered. So I guess well. So I'm not surprised that these projects keep falling on your lap, and we are lucky to have you and your group around to give us this.
Yeah, we've been lucky. We've been just fortunate. I think corporates have trusted us, and yeah, we've got really. I mean, I think credit to the corporates in Gurgaon who have steadily kind of encouraged us and funded us to go on. It's not easy. It's not easy where funding is always an issue. We've been fortunate, and I'm glad we have delivered every of their promise, and we have delivered everything which we have taken up.
Very heartening, actually. And see, one of the issues that women face on a day-to-day basis is to have that balance going, right? If you're an achiever, and to actually balance your own personal life is a struggle that every woman goes through on a daily basis. But you have done a beautiful job of having that balance going as well. So please share your secret. I'm sure a lot of lot of us are curious to know that.
No, so I think I I have a supportive husband, so I think that's one of the reason. And all of us who are working in IM Gurgaon, we have supportive spouses because we are able to. We don't earn any money, so all of us work voluntarily. Our husbands are taking care of it, so that's one reason why we are able to do so much. And secondly, I think as for my two boys, they kind of got very involved in what I started to do, and they were very very encouraging in many ways. So uh, everything fell in place, and I think I do the balance of because you work from home, and all of us work from home, so we work from home, so we have the option of kind of managing both the world. And my boys have grown up now. I was telling somebody, I mean, I used to work for Citibank, which is a long forgotten. My son the other day wanted to apply somewhere, and he sent his CV to his father. And I just told him, why don't you send it to me also? He says, Mom, what would you know? And of course, he bit his tongue after that. So you know what it is when when you are doing cleaning nalas and all that. That's what your kids think of you. So yeah, I think I am. You. I've just taken a turn into this new world. For me, only thing what is important is that how we can make our city a better place to live. I don't want to leave. I don't want to feel that we are leaving. We are not doing enough for our children. I mean, if we leave this world for them, we should be proud of doing that. Not that we have any option of being proud of, but whatever little we can do.
Yeah. And in terms of where we are today, what would you, so see, you and your team, they are doing a fantastic job of bringing value to the environment. But as citizens, as, for all of us, what is that message that you would like to send
Yeah.
across, knowing where we are with the pandemic, knowing where the planet is heading to? And like you rightly said, we owe this to the next generation so that, they have access to the same natural resources as we did,
Yeah.
and they get to experience the same natural wonders as we did. But somewhere there is a responsibility that we all also need to share. One group of people is not going to make
No. No.
there's
No.
only so much you can do. So
Yeah.
what is our responsibility? What would you like the citizens to bring forth?
And I'm glad you asked this question. I find one of the reasons when we started I'm Gurgaon is that we're not going to crib about anything. You're going to make a difference. And all our projects, when we are working, is execution. And I'm saying this is that I'm saying this to you is because when we started working on cleaning a nala, if I send you those photographs, you will die. You will say how did you do it? And and when it was so filthy. It was 20-30 years of filth in that. It was so filthy. They were just pigs and all that. I remember standing there for 2 to 3 days wondering, and used to ask proposals from people to say that how we want to clean this area, and then we would get huge kind of bill, quotations. And I stood there for 3 days and say, "This is what is that you can't do? What is the big deal about it? You have to clean the nala. You have to take out the waste. You have to figure out how the waste has to go. You need JCBs or you need machines and or people or whatever. It can be done." And it's the same thing for any space. I live in DLF phase 1, and every now and then people are grumbling about that there is waste lying outside. Why is it lying outside? This is outside your house. How did it reach there? Why is it that it can't lie in your house? And one day I said, why do we have to take out plastic every day out of our homes? It's plastic. Let it lie. You can do it once in 10 days or whatever. I think inherently we don't care a damn. We all want facilities, but we don't want to do anything about it. We don't want to segregate our waste. We don't want, I mean, simple thing today. We don't want to wear a mask. What are you trying to prove? I want to come on the wrong side of the road. Why are you doing that? Why are you not wearing a mask? Who are you? What is this machism? What is that you're trying to prove?
Absolutely.
So I think each one of us have to do our bit, whether it is how we drive on the road, whether it is our waste, whether how we deal with people, everything. I mean, this is civility which we all have to bring in ourselves, and you can't expect others to do it. It's just, why is the government not doing it, and why are you not doing your bit?
Not doing your bit. Yeah,
And I don't
absolutely.
hear people they're saying you segregate. Why are you not segregating? Now,
Right.
that part you can do. Okay, they mix it. If they mix it, it's their problem. You do your bit. So I
Right.
think as citizens of a city or of a country or whatever, we all have to do more than what we are doing, and we have to play. This Some of it is our duty. I mean, we all want rights to everything, but nobody wants to give anything back. We all are expecting a lot, and I think government also has a big role to play. Our processes are very poor. We don't have proper disposal system. We are finishing off cities. We are taking away jungles. We are doing so. There's a combined issue. There's a distrust with the government. There is and I think we have to do a lot more for the environment than it's getting done. Slowly, we are realizing, like, look at what's happening in Assam. What's happening in most of the cities where we are losing because of floods. It's our bad management. The water will go the way it has to go. It is just our poor management. That's it.
True.
And
Absolutely.
and I think all of us have to come up and fight for what is the right thing to do, and ourselves, and also from the government.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the things that you mentioned that I thought was very interesting, and I wanted to come to it at the end, towards the end, because I didn't want the conversation to, go longer than it's intended to, is that you said that in Biodiversity Park, you're using a lot of these indigenous plants and you're not bringing in anything from outside. So that I would like you to elaborate on that, because a lot
Yes.
of times people don't understand the value that it brings in, because we are planting palm trees and
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
this. And can you just
Okay.
shed, talk a little bit
So,
more about why?
yeah, that's what I said. The planting, everybody knows about planting. And if you tell anybody, and I remember when we started to plant, everybody would tell you, why are you not planting a jamun tree or a aam ka ped or neem or whatever? the thing is that every area or every like city or we have to plant what belongs to that area, what belongs to that ecosystem or to that landscape. You can't get palms from Bangalore to Gurgaon because they're not going to survive. We don't get enough rain. We have been planting saplings which or species which belong to this landscape, and none of our whatever, I mean, we have planted about 1,80,000 saplings. We have 100% survival rate. We don't water after 3 years. We don't
Wow.
water at
Really?
all. They
Wow.
all survive on their own. Our first year survival is 95%. And I'm not, I mean, these are numbers, these can be counted, whatever. It's because we plant right. We plant right. Another thing which has become a fad to do a Miyawaki kind of plantation. Now, what is a Miyawaki? It works in Japan, it works in other places, does not need to be working. I mean, doesn't need that. It's not necessary it will work here. They say that you have to do 3 layers of plantation, but obviously they do a lot of other stuff. When you're planting in the forest, last thing you will do is a Miyawaki because they ask you to change the soil. Um, it's just that you plant a large tree, small tree, and a shrub, so that becomes cohesive, and they all come in at a different point in time, and that's it. That's as simple as that. We actually water them once a week. In
Wow.
biodiversity park also. After
Wow.
3 years, we don't water. We actually water, give 5 liters of water. So we don't do it with hose pipe. We water with can. We have drip irrigation. Most of our plants go on to drip irrigation. And after 3 years, we remove the drip and recycle it. So we follow, and we use all STP, sewage treated water. So we don't take any water from the ground. So some of these rules we follow for ourselves. Nobody has told us, but if you're doing the right thing, then do go full hog. Who We don't have to. We're not. Nobody's asking us. Nobody's pushing us to do things like that. But we follow that. We follow that, and it's worked. It's worked. Each year we plant about 20,000 plus saplings. And slowly and steadily, we are creating habitats. We no longer say we plant trees, we say we create habitats. And I say habitat, it brings back insects, birds, everybody, in that whole ecosystem. So, yeah, it's having said that, Biodiversity Park, Wazirabad, Chakrapur Band, and many areas where we have done the plantation, these are working. But nobody wants to learn from others, and that's what is a pity. I mean, look at the developers, and I've tried talking to many of the developers, DLF and others, and all that. All want to plant ornamental trees. They water them
That's
all
true.
their lives, and I don't
Right.
understand why. Why is that we can't move to tomorrow? There will be no water. There will be no water, and we will be wasting water by taking whatever limited water we will have. So I think we have to look for future and do the right thing.
So it looks like you're actually you're also looking at a very holistic approach to
Yeah,
planting, and that's why it's sustainable. Because a lot of times, these plantations don't survive because I don't think they're actually
the
also
right.
looking at the yeah doing they're done right.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're not
yeah.
looking at the bigger picture. So wow.
And
Um,
also, sorry, and also I think it is important to plant what is needed for your area. Don't just pick up plant for the heck of planting. I mean, half the time we plant for the heck of planting and not
right.
thinking what it will do to that wherever you are planting.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's one of the problems that most of the organizations face, from what I understand, is plantation is one thing, but they're not able to sustain it. And I guess one
Yeah.
of the reasons they're not able to sustain it is because they're not looking into the details of what soil it is and what is indigenous planting, and how you can make it work. I'm very surprised, and so it's so good to hear that you're actually watering it once a week.
That's it.
And that too, that's fantastic actually. Wow. I have a lot of these messages for you, Latika. Let me go over them and let me see if they have questions. And there are beautiful messages for you. So I'm just going to read them out and bring it to the screen also so that you can see them. Shekhar Agarwal is saying, Latika, work on Ravali Biodiversity Park is really praiseworthy.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Uh, Shalini,
Hi,
Makicha
Shalini.
Venugo.
Friends will
Uh,
always say nice things.
actually, everybody is saying nice things. I mean, Kiran Talwar, Gauri Tukural. Latika has contributed a lot to the
So you
development
can
of
see the
Gurgaon.
tukral,
Yes. But there
my
are others.
sister-in-law.
That's okay. Hi, Gauri. That's Anuradha for you.
Hey,
Amazing work being done by
yeah,
I Am
thank
Gurgaon.
you.
Kudos to you, Latika, and your team. Gurgaon is grateful to you for what you have done and doing.
Thank you.
Team said, Latika and I Am Gurgaon team is
Thank
doing an
you.
amazing work. Kudos to them. Then there's Swanzal, and everybody is very proud of you, Latika.
Thank
Um,
you.
well, yeah, oh, there are more. 1 second. Let me just go through them again. Rishi Raj Baluni, well said, Latika. We all need to do our bit before we expect others to play their role. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Rashmi Bahal, kudos to you for all your innovative ideas and bringing them to fruition. Yeah, absolutely. That's the bigger task. Making sure that it all comes
Gets done.
together. Yeah,
Yeah.
it all gets done. Well, thank you so much, Latika.
Thank you.
So proud of you and your team for bringing us the lifeline that we so desperately need. And I hope we all take back something positive, some attributes that we need to implement as citizens moving forward. Because once life goes back to normal, we cannot take things for granted as we have so far. Because look at where our planet has come to. And like Latika rightly said, we owe this to our next generation because otherwise they will not have a planet where they can even breathe. That's their basic right. So if not now, when? That's
When?
that's the big question that we need to ask ourselves. And let's do our bit. Every bit counts.
Yeah.
Uh, Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Thanks again, Latika. Uh,
Thank you.
I will see you all this Sunday on your online cafe, which is an open platform for everybody who can come in and bring in their views, their opinions, their expertise, their experiences, and we will all learn together from them. So till next Sunday, 5:30 p.m. This is Jess Sonal signing off. Thank you all. Bye. See you soon.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Latika.
Thanks.
Thanks.